Thank you so much. Your introduction brings back those memories. I'm going to lay those memories aside and focus on what I'm supposed to be here for. Point of clarification, do I have 3 to 4 minutes? Sir, yes. Thank you. This is Art's number 10 speech. And as I think back on my long years of being in Toastmasters, 6.5 years now, the highlight of my experience in Toastmasters was my number 10 speech. And I think it is the highlight for all of us who get there. Not that we can't have other highlights beyond that, but it finally is the chance to finish up, wrap around in a nice ribbon, the history of our own personal history. The history of our progress through the manual, and specifically this is the history of our Terry's progress through the manual. He has several instructions, as we always do with a particular speech. And in this one, he is supposed to inspire the audience by appealing to noble motives and challenging the audience to achieve a higher level of beliefs or achievement. An appeal to the audience's needs and emotions using stories, anecdotes, and quotes to add to the drama and to avoid using notes. It doesn't say that the evaluator has to avoid using notes, so I'm fine. There were so many great things about this speech that I want to be sure to emphasize. First of all, you had a very strong beginning. You had excellent use of slides. You used slides the way we're supposed to. You actually learned this yourself and demonstrated to a lot of us how to do that. To stand off to one side and refer to them, but not ever look back because you're so confident what is on the screen. That supported your talk. You had a number of moments of humor that were delightful. The view of you and your wife arriving here and looking at that dump, if I can use that word, that, oh my God, we have to fix this up, and we could just be with you. The fact that you even had some humor about it was very impressive. You also used your voice beautifully. When you were in your depressed phase, you were down, you dropped your voice, you even hunched over a little the way depressed people do, and that was extremely effective, so that when you could come out of it and be a very different person and stop and use the big 3 that you came up with, jiu-jitsu, charity with loaves and fishes, and then, of course, Toastmasters. And I like the old slide of the old banner because, after all, when you came in, that was the banner that we were using. It was very effective to use stop, the phrase stop, from the book and in your own life, and how you applied it to all 3 of those examples beautifully. Now, what could you have done better? First of all, I thought it was a little bit cheeky to soften up the evaluator by saying, that old smoothie Fred Sadler. May or may not be true, of course, but, you know, that's playing a little bit with the professor in this case, which I kind of enjoyed. What could you have done better? I think you could have made us involved as an audience more, because what we got was this progression in your life, which is very impressive, and we were drawn into, to some degree, to that. That was successful. But how about if you'd started out and said, has anyone felt down and depressed in this audience? Have you ever felt overweight? Have you ever felt overwhelmed? Have you ever felt you were too busy driving the car to stop for gas? And got us involved. Then when you finished up, you would have had a more powerful message to us, because after all, you're trying to inspire us. You're not just trying to tell your story. That would be my major suggestion. You had a very good summary. You closed very well. And for some reason, a frog has here from Carl's plane in his bag and crawled into my throat, so I'll stop right there before I lose my voice completely.
Thank you.
Thank you.